But he's definitely a strong defender. I still feel like Affenterra is a little bit better. But they've got, you know, him, they got Wit, you got Roctor together, all like a pretty solid combo. I think Roctor is one of the newer players within the team. But I think Roctor in general has like the more experience over the other team completely if you compare them head to head. So 11.5, you're going to recognize that name a hell of a lot up against Synapse.
All right, well, starting off 11.5, taking the early possession and bringing the disc over to their side of the field. But it's a pretty well-guarded goal, so they're just going to be going for these passes at first.
Yeah, again, trying to pull the defenders out of position so they can continue to look for an angle here. And it's going to be actually Wit to go for the shot. He's actually going to get blocked out on. KevC is going to eventually be stunned up and not going to have a chance to go for the rebound here, but Dash is actually going to be able to secure it again and pass it back to Wit. He's going to go for another opportunity, potentially.
He's going to go for it. Yes, there we go. He gets the 2 points, so, you know, not quite as flashy as a 3, but it does mean that they're going to be taking this lead about half a minute into the series. Are you listening out for that comms?
I want to hear if they said my name. No, I want to hear what they were saying.
You just want all the players to be talking about you.
Because this is what, yeah, well, of course.
I really hope, you know, that caster, Jason, is talking about me right now.
He is quite handsome, and I don't know how he can live being that perfect. But VR is definitely different when it comes to like esports compared to like traditional games. Like when you communicate, people on the other team can hear you, which you can use to your advantage or disadvantage. Just kind of depends on how the cookie does crumble. Like you saw in Onward, it can actually work out against you, or work against you, but also work for you depending on the situation. And same with that Echo Arena, you can definitely frustrate your opponents if you're screaming at them whenever you score.
It's going to be pretty frustrating for Synapse at the moment as 11.5 bring the disc down to their end. Once again, they're going to have to be getting into this defensive position. Going for that pass there, but it actually didn't work. So it means that Synapse are going to be able to go and grab the disc now and perhaps start to bring it down to their end towards the goal that they like. But it actually doesn't look like that's going to happen as it got batted out of the player's hand.
Yeah, so 11.5 are actually in 3rd place overall from the first week, and Synapse was not able to make top 8. So it should be a pretty clear-cut, you know, match here. Though the scoreline does say a little bit different, as you see already that 2's. Oh my god. All right, all right. 11.5, 5-0 now. Definitely taking that lead that we expect out of them.
Yeah, as you say, they're now on that 5 points. Synapse lagging behind, and you said they didn't even make the top 8. That means they don't even get the money. You've got to be in top 8 to get those monies, dude.
No, it's about the passion of playing. It's not about the money. No, it's about the passion of
nice.
being the best team and the money.
The money's nice.
Just think how much Chipotle you can order.
I love Chipotle mayo.
Chipotle mayo?
Yeah, that's the thing.
What?
Like, I always get it in chicken wraps. It's really good.
You mean sour cream?
No. It's not sour cream. But there we go. We're talking about sour cream. Synapse actually managed to get in a shot. Pretty open, actually.
Oh, Chipotle mayonnaise.
Yeah, what did you think I was talking about? I said Chipotle mayo.
The restaurant, Chipotle.
Yeah, but Chipotle mayo is still really
I thought you meant they have a mayonnaise there. And that's why I said sour. You mean sour cream?
No, because I love sour cream. I don't like normal mayonnaise, but Chipotle mayo is really
Chipotle mayo's good.
Yeah,
I'll give you that. Yeah, I guess I'll put some ranch on it if you want. They have that as well. It's super good. You double wrap it. It's like a secret menu. So like it doesn't break. You get all those delicious carbs. Witt's going to pick up the disc as a thrown to him. Dash going to continue to push up from that quarterback position. Actually, it's a long pass over to Roctor, who's by himself.
Right,
and you know what? Takes a quick little 3 points. And unfortunately, Synapse not able to block up against that one. 11.5 have a 5-point lead.
You look so proud of yourself. I really like the fast pace of that, just sort of when dashing across to the other side, because it wasn't even just from, you know, one end of the field to the other. It was almost like it was passed along the way, but it was so quick and just went in so. I was gonna say quickly, but I can't use that word too many times. It went in pretty aggressively. And so now Synapse taking possession because they had the joust advantage, but it's looking like it is just sort of bounced off the wall there. Luckily, they're going to be able to grab it back for themselves. Not quite going to make it into the goal, however, and go straight into the hands of 11.5 instead.
Oh, I'm not sure if that was actually going to go in.
Imagine that, self-goal.
It happens to the best of us, okay? You know, in Onward, we've seen people accidentally, you know, kill themselves in the game because the knife is right next to the radio.
Oh, no.
Well, it's not next to the radio, but it's happened, unfortunately. Waits to get the forward pass to Dash. Dash going to go for the pass back, and it's actually taken away by Zach W, who gets a full... It was going to be a fantastic clear, except it actually bounces back on their side of the arena. They're not able to transition. Okay, goes for second attack, and the second attack.
Oh, no.
Poor Zach.
And that's the really frustrating thing about having all of these objects in the way, is because they can just bounce straight off, and you've got to be able to get that clear line of sight to actually, and get the good angle to actually get it to the location that you want it to be. But now 11.5, they're actually taking their turn to get that that clear, which seems to be working for them. So close to the goal. Not quite going to go in, being taken back by Synapse.
They are really struggling to get this disc out of their half of the field. Witt's going to pick it back up. And now he's... Okay, well, this is going to go on YouTube.com for Echo Arena fails.
Oh, no. It's just so backwards and forwards right now.
I don't know what's worse, the throws trying to clear or my jokes?
Probably your jokes.
Probably. Well, the passes are looking good, though. Witt actually blocked out. He steals it away immediately as it's actually picked up by Synapse. 11.5 linked in a lead to 7. Do you think they're going to get a lead of 11?
I mean, they could get a lead of 11, I suppose. Currently, yeah, on as you say, a lead of 7. So it could happen. They'll have to get that 3-pointer, which they have already done, but then if it's anything like the last couple of rounds, it's more just going to be disc bouncing off ceiling back into something else and into something else. Maybe into someone's hands, but then being swiped and bounced off something else. I'm calling.
It's a lot of bouncing.
It's a lot of bouncing.
Well, interceptions can come through. Rocktor gets a great little pick up there, but unfortunately Dash just can't pick up the disc as it's thrown right by him. You can see him just trying to pull a little bit of a standoff. And considering the time left on the board, it's going to have to be Synapse to make the move, which looks like Kev is going to be leading the charge, but he's going to have all 3 defenders there. It's going to be almost impossible, and it should be impossible to hit a 3-pointer from there. So they're just going to go for the pass back to try to look for another angle.
Yeah, it looks like they really want to go for this 3-pointer, but they do obviously have someone actually inside the bubble now. Oh, getting stunned out though, so the disc has gone straight back to 11 point.
Uh-oh.
Well, you know, not for very long. And now it's an unguarded goal. Oh, it's not. I'm being stupid. He just blended. The color just blended into the background. And of course, the disc goes flying very far away.
I actually don't know what color it is. I'm colorblind.
Nice.
Except I've been saying blue the entire time. No, I'm not colorblind. But you know what? I think Synapse might be score blind because they have only scored 3 points so far, and they've not been able to... Every time.
It's basically when you want something to happen, you say it's not going to happen, and then it happens. You're the reason that the exciting things in the game happen. You have power.
That is my superpower.
There are worse superpowers to have, I suppose.
Yeah, like the... I can't think of one. The superpower of being able to breathe. It's not very super.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that's worse
the
either.
superpower to be able to breathe in lava.
Yeah.
Because it's useless, because you're just going to die if you try to breathe in lava, because you're going to melt. Just like the chance for Synapse to pick up this round in this game here.
Nice segue.
10 seconds left, and the pass is going to come back in, and Rocktor goes for the next 2 points. Lengthen that lead to another 6-7. Just kidding. But with 9 seconds left, no chance here for Synapse to tie things up.
No, and it would be just really rubbing in their face if 11.5 were able to get one of their nice long passes.
The superpower to not perspirate.
That would be really useful.
Because you would die.
Well, I mean, you would overheat.
A ton.
You would overheat, but it would be useful.
Would it?
You'd never need to shower.
I mean...
You... I don't know. I got nothing.
Guess that's good
You
for the
work in
environment.
studios under warm lights. I can see the appeal of not being able to perspirate.
I'm not sweating. Are you sweating?
Not really. It's quite well aired.
You know who is sweating?
Yeah, Synapse, yeah.
Because they have now lost the first game here in this best of 3. As 11.5 are looking good, and that's kind of honestly what I expected. I mean, they're currently in 3rd place. They're behind Eclipse and Kangorillas, and they've been a team for quite a long time. I think Rocktor's the newest addition to the roster, but Dashel and Witt have been sticking together ever since Leicester back in 2018. So it's nice to see their hard work rewarded. But they still have like a hell of a beast to break through. You know, you have a kangaroo gorilla to fight up against, and you have Eclipse as well. So you're not only fighting against the laws of nature with animals, you're fighting against the laws of nature with the way that our solar system does work. So going to be a tough match for them if they do eventually meet up against one of them later on. I think it depends on one of those two teams losing a match before they can meet them. But we're going to move into now our second game here in our best of 3. And 11.5 only need one more to close out the series and get themselves the big W.
Synapse do, you know, have a chance. Let's not write them off too early in the game. They did manage to get a 3-pointer in that last round and actually score a couple of goals. It wasn't exactly a 0 score, so, you know, they could hone in what they did right in the last round and be able to put this, you know, together and actually bring themselves a victory in this round. They're just going to have to play it very carefully. Not abandon the goal like that. Okay, never mind.
I just passed on the commentator's curse to you.
Yeah.
How's that feel?
Feels validating.
Never mind. Oh, man. I swear, like, half the things I want to say, I just can't say on air. I can say it off air completely fine. But I will get in really bad trouble.
Just because you really like to be mean to me.
I don't know what you're talking about. I am the nicest guy in the world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know it's true because you have to verify it.
Told you, I'm very humble. Probably the most humble person in this world. Synapse now picking up the disc. YouTube going to be looking for again. You can't really afford to miss those passes because now Rocktor easily picks it up without even having to move. Throws it back over to Whip. Gets the stun onto YouTube. Is now going to be a little bit. Actually, no, he was going to be slow, but I think that was Whip sitting back to look for any potential interception themselves. And another 2 points comes through at a dash, getting the rebound. 11.5 have a 4-point lead.
Yeah, the actual interesting thing about that stun that they got onto YouTube there is it sort of suggested that they were going to pass, you know, straight back and YouTube wouldn't really be able to intervene with that. But instead they went for a different pass. So, you know, not only is YouTube out of the game, but it also means that Synapse perhaps expected something else to happen that didn't end up happening. And, of course, eventually leading to 11.5, being able to get that goal. And it was actually from quite a sharp angle as well. So it's probably quite hard to deal with for them. And now they're going to be...
See, he didn't need to pass there. That's what gets me. Because he didn't need to go for the pass when he had two defenders that weren't even pushing against him. And now they immediately rush in. And Dash is going to pick up the disc and potentially get it cleared out to a teammate. Like, you just hold on to it. As long as they're not pressuring you, you don't need to actually pass. Until they come to you and actually draw themselves away from the person you're trying to pass to, then there's no need. But it doesn't matter. It looks like they actually catch him off guard here. Synapse gets the slam dunk through out of Zach. And that gets it now to a 2-point game.
Yeah, so it's actually bring it up a little bit. But no, you're right. You don't need to be making the unnecessary plays. And I think sometimes those things can be brought down to kind of pressure, not necessarily pressure being brought on from the opposing team, but pressure that, you know, is sort of like mental pressure. You know, they know that if they don't take this round, then the series is out of their hands. It will have been lost. And you start kind of doing things, you know, in a little bit of a panic.
I swear, I thought I just heard a mouse being stepped on there. That weird squeak. Let's see, Whip. Again, see that he draws in the defender. Makes it easy to get the pass off. And now they have a 2-on-1 split up against the goalie. And that should be a clean shot. That's a great little bounce back to stop that one from going in. And constantly fisticuffs going off here left and right between these players, trying to make sure they can maintain that control. That's going to be Dashel to be able to secure this one. Passes it back off to Rocktor. And Rocktor gets the shot and gets the 4-point lead back for themselves.
Yeah, and we saw Synapse, you know, moving forward a little bit there to actually try and swipe that shot away, but unfortunately it just left the goal kind of wide open and made it even easier for 11.5 to get in their shot there.
3 minutes and 30 seconds left to go. 11.5 or... I don't know, Synapse is keeping it a lot closer, but there's still like some glaring kind of mistakes, glaring mistakes, and I guess that kind of happens if you don't have someone to watch your games, and that's one of the upside to covering so many different teams over these weeks, that they get to watch back the VODs. Obviously mute them because they don't want to hear me try to correct them in the way they're playing. But then look at what went right, what went wrong, and it seems like they are, you know, looking to adjust a little bit. You don't need to rush out the passes, and when you do go from, you got to hit them. And that was eerily close to going in, and it's still going to happen nonetheless. Stashel just slaps it in. A little bit of hockey-style slap shot.
It could have been that 3-pointer. Of course, he had to actually be inside the bubble to be able to hit it back, but it's not really like at this point 11.5 need those 3 points. You know, they are comfortably ahead. Of course, Synapse do have time to bring it back, but I think 11.5 will probably be feeling quite confident at this point.
Well, confidence is definitely a good thing to have when it comes to playing any game. But we're going to see if 11.5 can maintain this kind of lead. Synapse, they need to get something going. But I don't know if they're going to be able to do it with the time left. Again, I mean, there's opportunity to change things up. They got more than enough time to make it happen. But they just need to hit these passes. They need to hit these shots. And there's a lot of like basic things that they need to like maybe tweak around a little bit here. But again, the clear's going to come through. You can see the chase come in. YouTube's going to be looking to pull off a rewind here. That's hopefully not the most downvoted video in history. FC will get the clear back onto the other side.
Ooh, oh, I was so ready to see that bounce shot just go straight into the goal there, of course. It didn't actually quite make it. They're going for another attempt there. Not going to do it. Oh, and that pass attempt got intercepted there by 11.5. So the disc is going to be sent a little bit further away from the goal, and Synapse are going to have to work to try and bring it back.
He's still looking for the shot. And there it goes, actually. Zach, the quick throw-in, does take it to a 4-point scoreline now. 2 minutes and 18 seconds left to go. Their passing work looked a lot better there. Definitely give them that one. But they have to continue this momentum and, more importantly, look to play a strong defense. Because the thing is, they're not going to have the initial control of the actual disc. And they're going to have to look to kind of somehow fight and actually take it back.
Yeah, and that's going to be where the troubles come in, because 11.5 show that when they do have possession of the disc, they are very good at maintaining that control. So it's going to be perhaps looking out for some stuns being put on the right members. No, it's looking like it's remaining within 11.5's possession for now, and it's getting closer and closer to that goal. So Synapse moving into those defensive positions. Probably not going to want to move too far away from the goal. That is a mistake that they have made so far. But it looks like it doesn't really matter all that much, because even with a goalkeeper in that goal, 11.5 is still going to be able to score against it.
Yeah, and we saw Synapse try to get aggressive. Again, look for those punches, which, yeah, I got to respect. You know, they're playing more of like a man-to-man style, which is kind of interesting. We've seen, if you think about the European teams, like to have 2 players that zip around. But that's very hard to do. You have to be really coordinated and really skilled to be able to pull something like that off. Because if you miss like one of those regrabs, you're going to end up pretty much by yourself with no way to actually get back into that fight. And then obviously forcing a man advantage into the opposing team's favor. But 10-6, just under 2 minutes left to go. Here's Synapse now with the attack, with the offense. Again, the pass comes in a little bit early, which causes the pass back right away, and it almost messes up yet again, but this time Zach's able to actually pick up the pass this time, looking for the 1v1, and he gets it. Synapse getting, I think, a little bit lucky there. That was a really close situation that could have been an 11.5 score.
Yeah, that was actually... I don't like throwing around the word lucky, but to actually go for that shot while he didn't necessarily have the backup of his team right there next to him. What was that?
Britney Spears did.
Yes. But yeah, he didn't have the backup of his team right there. So if that had gone wrong, or if it had bounced away, there wouldn't have necessarily been other members of his team to be able to you know, catch the disc or whatever. So it was very lucky there for Synapse that he did actually manage to make that goal.
So you can see there, Dash just holding on to the disc a little bit longer, baits in the defenders. But luckily for Synapse, or YouTube actually gets the great little punch in and picks up the disc to pass it off to a teammate. There's going to be a big clumping coming in. It's going to come down to 1v1 with Rock up against Kevsey. And Kevsey should be able to post off, especially with the push. I don't know why. I think that was Dash actually pushed away from the goal, giving them the 3-point opportunity. If anything, in general, you should be losing the 1v1s when it comes to that, but you should never push off the goal to give away 3 points.
Yeah,
now they can take the lead with a 2.
That was very, you know, brave. It was very ambitious for him to move forward, especially move forward far enough that Synapse were able to stay outside of that 3-point line and be able to get the 3 points. And as you say, now they only need to get a 2-point to actually be in the lead. Now, 11.5 do, of course, have the joust advantage for this round, so that does put them in a position where they are potentially more likely to be able to get a goal in and score their own points. But Synapse, they are getting closer and closer with that point score, and 11.5 can't afford to be cocky.
Let's see, you're trying to waste on a little bit of time here. I kind of like this play. I'd still say they want to get at least 2 points on the board to be comfortable, to allow them to have a mistake and a 3-pointer land yet again to throw it into an overtime. You see pushing back against 2 players. He shouldn't be able to score this one. Just goes off the backboard again. 11.5 going back to the 3-point lead.
It wasn't even that it went off the backboard. It got caught by another member of the team who was able to throw it back in behind them. And the fact that they actually managed to get it in through when there were 2 members of Synapse there, and I think the issue was they were both facing the same direction. So when it came in from behind them, neither of them were really available to swipe it away or catch it. And so now with under a minute left, as you say, Synapse, they're going to have to get 3 point or, you know, 2 points to be catching up with 11.5 here. So it's going to be a little bit more pressure.
There you go. That was much better. Baiting the defender. Unfortunately, the pass isn't as clean as they've hoped. They do have a 2-on-1, but because of them having to pick up the disc again off the odd bounce, it's not allowed them to actually use that to their advantage. Now they can have a 2-on-1 back to the goal and close it on the low-hand side. YouTube.com, that's going to be up. I don't know where I'm going with this one, so I'm just going to ignore it and say that both these teams have been trading points left and right now.
Yeah, and things are getting much, much closer here with only half a minute left. If Synapse actually managed to score another point here, or, you know, another 2 or 3 points here, then that means that there's potentially going to be too little time available for 11.5 to actually be able to catch up for themselves. And they're not going to have the opportunity to be kind of wasting time and holding the disc. But of course, if 11.5 managed to take and maintain possession, then they could prevent Synapse from getting those necessary points very, very easily.
20 seconds left to go. They do have control of the disc. If they score this one, actually, I think they should have the game in the bag, and they're just trying to stall for some time. You need to see Synapse get aggressive. The thing is, they haven't been going for that 2-man squad to actually push up against them. And I think 11.5 are just going to drag out the time. Pass back to Dashlo, 8 seconds left to go. There's no chance that they can actually get this disc away and win. And this is the Eclipse strat. Play out the time, play the passes, and you'll have yourself your victory. And 11.5 will take the 2-0 and take down Synapse.
And that second round was actually so much closer, as we see there. 11 and 12, the mean of which is 11.5. You know, there you go. Your 11.5 jokes. You should be happy with that one, right, Jason?